Well, it's been a while, Coach.
It has. And you look like you're a telemarketer over there.
I do? Yeah.
No.
Always be closing. That's what we got to do here. Welcome back, boys and girls. It's not the 7th highest rated sports talk show on Sundays during a highly competitive 10 to noon time slots. They said we are robots. That's me anytime a microphone's on over here. There's water that's coming down in our ESPN Louisville Plus studios. You can't smell it, but it's a little musty in here. But the coach, a lot has transpired since the last time we've done one of these things.
Well, that was the great part. We were over in the other room, and we were just fanboying out, talking about X-Men 97, the Planet of the Apes movies, Marvel, and we were having the best conversation. And hopefully we can recreate some of that right now, because it was just, I wish we had taped that.
We should have. We need an intern that just walks around. It's like the Office film crew. That's what we need. That's what we need. Next time you'll get him into shape. Summer's coming up. Apparently a couple interns are coming in with that. He's the coach, Mark Lieberman. I'm Phil _ Baker on Twitter /X. He's Coach Lieberman on Twitter. Coach,
go ahead, Phil.
What's been going on in your world? Some things have been happening.
Things have happened. I took the coaching job at Holy Cross. Here in Louisville, so that's going to be
exciting times. A lot of things happening behind the scenes we're excited about. Hopefully
things moving and shaking, and the bottom line is I get to spend my time with my team, but my daughter as well. And as you know, as you having 2 little girls, you know they're little ones right now, but to me that was paramount.
I know how important that is to you, and I'm glad you're sticking around here selfishly. I know there's many more opportunities out there that you could take, but you obviously have a gravitational pull here with your daughter and whatnot. Well, congratulations on the new position. We're excited about that. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. He's going to be tripping me out with some swag, with some Holy Cross. Look, I went to the house that Jerry Abramson, Wes Unseld, and Diane Sawyer built, Seneca High School, but I am for sale. So you can put any swag on me. You know how I rock.
I know how you roll.
I rock that TBT. I rock that TBT shirt all the time. I love it. It's one of my favorite shirts. And so that's I'm excited to have that on there. All right, a ton of things have been happening. The PGA Championship out at Valhalla. I was out there yesterday. The crowd was not there to see me. They were there to see Tiger Woods, Justin Thomas, and everyone else in between. So it was a great experience out there. No Double D and Blanker out there. So you can listen to that coverage coming up here on ESPN Louisville Thursday through Sunday, I believe 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. long format coverage on ESPN 680. We'll have wall-to-wall coverage, Sunday Morning Hangover. Jeff Lightsey, all the shows in between will be talking about it. Jeff, he's openly said he's not a fan of golf, but he will be breaking it down, I'm sure, as well. All right, Coach. So where did you want to start? We were geeking out over X-Men 97. Do we want to talk about the NBA Draft Combine at all, or are we just kind of going straight to the good stuff?
Let's just get right to
Okay, let's the stuff that the masses want. Look, I got to ask. Look, it's ESPN Louisville Plus. This is what Soforo wanted to create, where it's off the grid in terms of sports. I'm talking really loud right now because I have a headset on because my other mic wasn't working.
You are really loud.
I'm really loud, but I want to make sure the mics are picking this up, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it is. All right, X-Men 97's been great.
Let me just interject it. David Sampson and who runs Cinephi? Armin.
He was on ESPN. The Baseball Tonight. Oh, my goodness.
Well, anyway, regardless, they've got nothing on us as far as pop culture. Well, there's a lot of things moving and shaking.
Oh, my goodness. So with pop culture, I can't even remember the guy's name. They do great back and forth. They give their top fives. And this is terrible. I can picture the guy's face. Anyways, X-Men 97, first thing I said to you, I said, I loved it. You've been asking me, you text me if I watched it. Yep. We put in our retainers. We bond over it. I wish I could watch it when it first comes out. A lot of times I forget because it's midweek on Wednesday, but we're approaching the last episode, and it's going to get crazy. So it's wild. I'm going to start watching the X-Men movies in preparation for Deadpool. Right. So I'm going to start that a few months out because I've also been watching the Planet of the Apes.
I'm going to go see that in the next, probably today.
Okay, I heard it's pretty good, but it's not Matt Reeves, which it could be problematic.
3. Exactly. He did the first 3. I like continuity. I like the same because those 3 were just phenomenal. What was it? The last one was War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, Rise is in San Francisco with Franco and Don Quixote's, and then you got in the Trinity Killer, and then you got
Battle?
War? No.
War, I thought was the third one.
Third, and then Rise, was it? What's
Maybe
the middle?
Rise.
Dawn. That's what I'm watching.
Fantastic,
I'm halfway. Gary Oldman's in it. And what's the guy's name with the man?
He did Gollum.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
He's
Andy
in a lot
Serkis.
of stuff.
Andy Serkis.
There it is. Yeah,
he does a lot of characters. He was actually playing a villain in the Age of Ultron, the guy who stole the vibranium. He was in the first Black Panther movie, too. Remember, he was a bad guy.
Good, man. Good pull by you. I was going to say, I knew he's in a lot of stuff. I just didn't see him in that role.
Doesn't do many live. And he was in Star Wars. He was Snoke.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which was, we're not going to talk about
well, we can dive into that here in a little bit. But the thing that's interesting to me, this new one that I've seen, not spoiling anything, but I guess like during the media rounds, the press rounds, it's 300 years in the future.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
With this one, I'm going in with my complete suspension of disbelief, my aesthetic distance. I don't want to know anything too. I'm just trying to avoid spoilers because it's not a Matt Reeves joint.
Okay.
So like, I just want to make sure I don't want to read back. I want to go just judge it for myself.
Well, the thing that's interesting to me, because I've read an article and saying it's supposed to be a 9-film series that they're trying to do with this rendition of it, which is interesting to me if they're going to make that time leap that far ahead of time, where it felt like you kind of still got some stuff with the apes that were there. And
I think it's kind of like right now they're trying to do it as the time of like when the original Planet of the Apes came out with Charlton Heston, where he discovers, spoiler, that he's actually on Earth. Right. You know, he sees the Statue of Liberty again.
It's kind of like the Interstellar thing where time, like everybody that was in space, that they're away for, it felt like a couple hours to them. Right. And then, but they come back and it's been hundreds of years. Right. So, okay. I'm excited. I'm watching it. I like to get the refresher out there.
We're probably going to see that. I would not be surprised if we see an astronaut maybe at the end of this movie or something like that.
Well, I think it was the middle one that we talked about with Gary Oldman's in it. The beginning of it says like I guess like one of the news clippings at the beginning of it shows that the, what's it called? Asterix? No,
they teased
Icarus.
that.
Icarus is going to space. So yeah, that's good stuff there. All right. But
all those Easter eggs are great. Anyway, let's get to the X-Men.
I loved it. It's great stuff out there. I'm going to watch the X-Men coming up this weekend. I believe the final one, but there's a ton of little Easter eggs out there. Spoiler alert. So we're going to do the 5-second count right now. So if you haven't seen it, 1, 2, 3.
Is he closely guarded for the dribble?
Yeah. Okay. So now we can talk about it. Yeah. So the spoiler alerts, the first thing I said to you, and I believe it was the Morph character, which I didn't remember initially but you haven't seen the original series.
I did not know. I hadn't seen the original series. I wasn't the biggest X-Men fan or Marvel fan before the cinematic universe. I was a huge DC guy. And when you told me, it was so funny because we both said at the same time about Morph, like,
Morph is a character that, if you don't follow this, can like change into anything. Kind of like what Mystique could do, but with powers, I guess, more so, and could do it. But he turns into the Hulk, in which he just starts kicking ass, and we're just kind of like, hey, like, why don't you do this more?
And so we had a great point. Why didn't Cyclops just say, like, for exposition, say, Morph, calm down. You can only be a Hulk for 3 more minutes.
Or you like stay that permanently or something. Just like a throwaway line that explains the context with that.
Because that's like, we're nitpicking, but that's what we are. We're the retainers in.
Yeah, I mean,
and we care about details.
Look, that was the first thing I thought of it. I know another time into the series, maybe it was in the original, I can't remember, it's been a blur, but he turns into the Juggernaut. It's like same thing. Like if you're going to get somebody, just stay the Juggernaut.
You can't just like stay like that.
Little things, but maybe they'll do it. We're holding out hope for the final episode. I believe that's coming out.
What's your line about little things? Go ahead.
How you do one thing is how you do everything, baby. That's how we operate here.
There's Coach Phil for you.
So I got Planet of the Apes coming up. I'm getting set for Deadpool. That'll be coming out in July. So I need to start watching the X-Men movies, power through the terrible ones. I told you a funny story about my buddy with the X-Men Origins. So, hey, let's tell it again. So you said how terrible of a movie that was because I was trying to pinpoint who played Sabretooth in the original X-Men. I believe it was a WWE wrestler, Edge.
So I'm not sure.
He's not a well-known, but I think he was kind of like they tried to go the Batista role where he was going to dabble in there. Right. Then they went to Liv Schreiber as the Sabretooth in a terrible movie.
In that movie.
And it was funny because my buddy got nachos spilled on him during that movie, and he hates that movie. Right. And he had a big meltdown at Baxter Avenue Theaters. Yeah. It was wonderful, but it's still a funny story. We talk about it. I'm going to power through them all leading up to Deadpool because I feel like they will lean into that, get set. And I'm fingers crossed. I didn't realize that he pitched it to Feige 18 times.
I saw that.
Which is crazy.
I just hope all the Easter eggs, all the callbacks aren't overpowering the movie where it's just like, it's all like snippets instead of like, he's done a great job with the character, Ryan Reynolds has. And I'm excited about all that because you've already seen in the previews, you see, the skull of Ant-Man and all that kind of stuff. And we've heard Chris Evans is going to be back as the Human Torch. I don't know if you've heard that.
Yeah, I haven't seen
like all that kind of stuff.
Ben Affleck possibly as Daredevil.
Right. I know Jennifer Gardner is supposed to be in the movie too.
Yeah.
So they're going to have tons of callbacks, which is great. We all love that, but I hope it's a good movie because the other two with breaking the fourth wall, that's great. But I want to see a good movie too.
Now, I'm curious because big picture, I don't say it concerns me, but you felt like Feige would be so open to it. He's been pitched 18 times, and maybe that's a tongue-in-cheek comment. That's just a throwaway. But that kind of is like, man, like I felt like Feige would, especially with kind of the lull they've been in, would have taken it and ran with it.
Yeah.
But maybe he just wanted to perfect it. I don't know. Maybe
you would think right now, maybe he's got like the yips. He's a little like gun shy because of all the misses they've had lately. Well, the Secret Invasion, did you ever watch that?
I never finished it.
Don't finish it.
I know.
It's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
And what was the budget on that? It was crazy.
It was unbelievable for television. It was incredible. And, they had Don Cheadle's character. He's probably a Skrull during the Avengers now. And it's just like they didn't land the plane. They had no idea what they were doing. It was so bad.
Yeah, no, I'm
and all this stuff, like the Marvels, nothing's
that's another one I started, I never finished. And I don't know if I'm curious of this because I wonder if it's like we see and consume things on the internet of like, this is what critics do. Like they say, hey, don't see something. And then you kind of get in your mind, it's like, oh, I'm going to go into it. But there's times in which people say that, and I'm pleasantly surprised at this. This I get like 20 minutes through and I'm just like, I can't, like, I got other stuff to do. Right. And then I just say other versus me just being laser focused in on that. So I'm cautiously optimistic about what they're trying to do. I saw the new Disney, was it Iger CEO saying like they're going to maybe put out like one movie a year and then like maybe 2 shows tops.
But they're cash cows. Like even with Star Wars, they're going to figure out a way. They don't have to cut down on the movies. They have to build up content. They have to build up scripts and get characters that you want to see. Like Daisy Ridley coming back as Ren, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
The Acolyte's coming out in a month on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
So I'm cautiously optimistic.
They've done well with the Star Wars series.
They have, not the live action. Did you like Ahsoka? Did you watch Ahsoka?
Yes, I did.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't anything great. The Hayden Christensen stuff was cool, but it's kind of like they didn't. I feel like they could have leaned into that a little bit more.
And they played off, Rebels and so on. And then
that's a tough character though too, because I don't know, the Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like when just the casual fans are out there and they see just aliens, they kind of there's like a standoffish to it.
Well, think about it. When you're pitching talking raccoon, and a tree, and
you can make it work.
Dave Bautista, and that thing just lightning in a bottle. Like that third movie. Did you see the third one?
Yes.
How great was that?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good swan song to it. I saw an interview too with Chris Pratt. This is a good transition, by the way. Asked if whether or not he would be the Marvel or DC stuff, and he said, depending on, he's like, obviously Star Wars, he has some brand equity with, but with James Gunn over there, with that. Now we haven't talked about this. Switching up to DC. Did you see the Corn of Sweat photo of the Superman suit?
Of course.
Okay, so are you?
That has been a lot of.
Nicholas Hoult,
right?
Nicholas Hoult. There's pushback over you said on
there was negativity about that picture.
Really, I didn't see that. Oh wow,
tons of that.
So people didn't like it.
They didn't like the picture. They didn't like the costume or whatever you want to call it. And there was just like
was it the collar? Memes. Like I don't understand.
I don't. There was, if you Google it, there was a lot of pushback as far as him putting on the boot, and that wasn't very that's not the first image you're going to see of Superman. And it was kind of similar to Henry Cavill's uniform or costume. It's kind of like, but what are you going to do? It's Superman. You
it's that or a 9-year-old on the top of a roof getting a grainy photo of the suit. Do it on your own terms.
I trust James Gunn though. I trust him.
The algorithm knows me so well. You'll appreciate this. There's a thing on Instagram. It's called Burton's Daily, or it's for Batman '89. But it talked about the negative backlash that Michael Keaton received for that until everybody saw the first trailer, and everyone just got all in. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I know you said the lady playing Lois Lane is in a great series that you're a fan of.
Marvelous Mrs.
Yeah,
Maisel.
she's then you got the guy from the Gemstones is playing Jimmy Olsen. I
saw that.
You got Nicholas Hoult, who played the Beast, is playing Lex Luthor, which I'm intrigued to see how that's going to go.
Right.
And then is it Lawrence? No.
Is it Hawkgirl's in it?
Hawkgirl, but who's Perry White?
I don't know.
Is it Lawrence Fishburne? Am I making that up? No, that was already happened.
That was
I was going to say
Man of Steel.
Who is it? No, this is going to bother me.
Well, listen,
I don't have my photo on me right now.
I know. I wish I can look it up.
Okay,
but I'll look it up.
I can look it up for you if you want me to.
Well, this phone is from, as Drew likes to say, this is from this phone.
I'll look it up since we're recording on my phone right now. I'll just look this up right now.
Fantastic Four, though, the cast for that is fantastic. No pun intended, or pun is intended.
I'm excited for it. I think, and they'll start.
This phone is from.
No worries. But
Sorry, everybody. Found Safari.
Yeah, I was trying to find Safari.
Chrome, I think, is the best thing.
Perry White. Yeah, Perry White is. I thought they announced it. That was on. That's going to bother me.
This is good.
This is good.
Television.
This is what we're doing. This is.
Have you looked at any of the Fantastic Four? Because you've got the actor. It's cousin Richie is.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
he's so
great.
As
and
somebody
Pedro Pascal is doing everything as we know.
As somebody who has a 3-year-old and all she wants to do is watch Spider-Man, you'll appreciate this. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. They just released one, which I'm always intrigued by, with like the Disney IP of who they can and can't use and whatnot. Than Marvel. So they have Ant-Man. Miss Marvel, Spidey, Ghost Spidey, Miles Morales, but then they have the Thing from the Fantastic Four in there.
Right.
And it was like a Rosh Hashanah episode where I was like, this is interesting. And they talk about it, the show first, like, man, they're getting Ultra Judaism on here for that, which, not that there's anything wrong. They just threw me off on a 3-year-old show. I was like, wait, they're going to talk about who is it?
I got your answer. Wendell Pierce.
Damn it. I knew I had it
from The Wire.
I did the thing. Yeah. I did the thing that I loathe in media. I did. Who did Fran Fraschilla say one time? He said Sam Williamson played a lot like Jason Tatum.
You're right. Yeah.
A lot of Dan Issel and Rafe LaFrance.
Exactly.
I did the one thing I hate. I'm sorry. He's wonderful in The Wire. I love him in the Jack Ryan series as well.
He's a good actor.
He's a really good actor. Yeah. But I did the thing there that I swore I'd never become. That's a good place to stop. The battery may die. Coach, let's do this again.
And listen, that we haven't done it. This was fantastic. Love talking shop, other than like this stuff rather than pop culture. You're the best. It's a good
yeah, you're the best. Give him a follow on Twitter, Coach Lieberman. I'm Phil _Baber. Like, subscribe, and as Soforo says, hit that effing bell. We'll talk to you next time.